stakeholders. Again, we had a brief look at this in the last session. I think that was last week. We were talking about the different stakeholders, internal and external. Within the agile development, it still stays the same, but then we can have a more refined approach of how you define these stakeholders. So we can start with how we define the business stakeholders. And then so essentially what that means is they deal with the business. So they are the people who actually give the strategy, the vision, the mission, and the aspects of the business functionality, the customer aspects of the customer focus, which markets we need to address. So essentially these are the business stakeholders. And then the project stakeholders are the people who actually run the project, who ensures that the project is on track. And these are the people who are like the project manager, they're the project manager, the program manager, then the portfolio manager. Essentially, all of these would actually look and address the aspects of the project. And this is quite opposed to what we've been discussing all along in terms of the product. So the product thinking is quite focused on the releases, the iterations, the features, the quality, the customer aspect, the user engagement. This is what constitutes the product. Whereas project is slightly different. It is actually about the resources that you need, the people, the tools, the technologies, the hardware, the software, the servers, getting all of them, making sure that we've got the schedule well jotted and then well accepted and committed by the team and by the senior stakeholders. So that's the aspect of a project. So it's all about scoping, quality, resources, scheduling, and things like that. Whereas product is different, as we already discussed. And then we have got technical stakeholders, people who are interested in implementation of the solution. So these are perhaps you can say that they are in the solution space, whereas the business operates in the problem space. So we've been discussing this problem domain and the solution domain all along. So the business stakeholders operate and they work and they define the problem, they understand the opportunities, they understand the needs of the customers, they try and address the challenges, the constraints, and try and make sure that all the internal resources within the organization are able to actually kind of galvanize these resources to address those opportunities and to take on those challenges. That's the problem space. Whereas the technical stakeholders, on the other hand, are the people who are in the solution space, trying to recommend a solution, trying to understand how we can solve those problems of the customers. How can we address that? What kind of tools do we need to implement? What kind of technologies do we need to deploy to be able to come up with the right solution to address those problems, to take advantage of those opportunities? So again, that's the solution space, and the technical stakeholders pretty much operate in the solution space in that way. And then we've got the development team stakeholders, again, very much the solution space. So if you look at the way that we actually kind of address this, the development team, as we mentioned, could be the developers, the designers, the analysts, business analysts, system analysts, architects, the subject matter experts, the UX designers, visual designers. All of these people, they actually can be constituted, they can be together called as development team within Agile. Whereas we'll talk about the specifics of who these set of stakeholders could be. So just going further into this, your business managers, so people who manage the business, the heads of departments, the people who've got the budget, the project sponsors, all of those. The project sponsors, for instance, would be business stakeholders. And then we have the business architect. Again, the architects, there are different types of architects. I don't want to really go into the depths of that at the moment, but then you've got an enterprise architect, you've got a business architect, a solution architect, and a technical architect. And nowadays we've even got cloud architect and security architect and cybersecurity architect. So depending on the specialization, you can actually kind of architect and lay a roadmap for how the technologies, the platforms, and the solutions should actually kind of fall in place. So with respect to the business stakeholder, we've got the business architects again, giving that kind of a direction to the team and to the organization as a whole. When you talk about the project stakeholders, these are the portfolio managers, for instance. So when we talk about portfolio, if you look at the kind of product, for example, if you look at product that is actually sitting in the larger context or in the umbrella of a project. So you can have within one project, there could be 2 or 3 different lines of working. And then those 3-4 projects could actually again kind of accumulate and they contribute to one program, and 3 or 4 programs could contribute to a portfolio. So program managers again would be a business stakeholder, a project stakeholder. And then the project manager, of course, would be a project stakeholder. So these project stakeholders would address the project aspects of what are the real timelines with respect to each of these portfolio, the program and the project. How are they aligned to the overall objectives? Are they running in time, within budget? And then who are the people who are working on these, the resources? Do we have enough skills? Do we have to recruit somebody or move some people from one team to another? So these decisions are actually taken by the project stakeholders. Again, they're internal and they're also offering that value add for the project. Again, please do not kind of confuse yourself with the product owner here, because this is all to do with project, whereas the product owner would actually be formed somewhere here within the solution space. So they work with the development team to prioritize the features, the releases, and also understand how the customers are receiving and what the kind of feedback they're giving.